One thing I would like for the public to really understand about DFACs, they do it because they care about the children. There's no other reason for them to come to work and do this very hard work. It's certainly not for the pay. It is certainly not for the recognition, because they don't get much positive recognition. These are people that really, truly care about the children.
I've always had a passion to help families, to help children. Part of what I feel like I'm put on earth to be a servant.
My satisfaction comes from helping people, and I know it sounds cliche, but you know, just trying to be a change in someone's life. And if that's satisfying to me, I don't feel like I'm doing a task.
That's the gratitude that I get in helping families put their families back together, whether it's mental health or substance abuse, or giving them resources that they don't know about. I feel like that's me being of service to them.
Even though it gets stressful sometimes, there's never a morning where I wake up and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to go here. I never feel like I'm working.
Everything all fell apart. It was like 2 weeks before Malcolm and Mackenzie's second birthday. And I remember clearly because I had her birthday outfit and everything ready, and I just started drinking one night at home, drinking, and I just wanted to leave the house. Like, drugs were calling me, the streets were calling. Like, it's like this force that just pulls you out. I had no control.
Nobody wakes up and says, I want to be a drug addict and not be able to take care of my children. They're not bad parents. And if we approach them that way, we're not going to meet their needs, and more importantly even, we're not going to meet their children's needs.
But then when I went in the house, and I didn't hear anything, and I was like, okay, it's past school time, so they should be home. And I looked at my husband, I was like, where are my babies? And so I went in their bedrooms, and I saw their beds and their toys, and laundry on my bed and stuff, and Mackenzie's baby dolls and stuff, and I just couldn't believe that I had gotten that bad.
You have to think about what's going on in their life at the time. They're already traumatized, they don't have their kids. You know, it can be stressful. You know, it's just a lot of things to consider.
I started back drinking again because I couldn't feel it anymore. I couldn't feel anything, and I was like, okay, it's over. I've lost my babies, so why not drink myself to death? Why not just use until I can't use anymore? When
you lose the hope, you have no motivation, you have no energy to move forward with whatever it is you're trying to do, no matter how badly you want it.
Mom was in denial in regards to treatment that needed to be made for her. She was recommended that she go into rehab, which she went, but she didn't feel like she needed to be there. So she was basically just going through the motions.
When Shantae came to the house, I remember she sat down and she said, Sharika, it's not the end. She said, it's not the end, so I just want to tell you that. It's not the end. I was like, yes, it is. I was like, why are you even here right now? Why are y'all doing this to me? And she was like, we're not doing anything to you. We did this for you.
I've given her nothing but tough love, but also I've been a support for her there when she didn't have family members that were there for her. So I do feel like we played a great role in that.
One day I was just talking to her, and I was reading her demeanor, and it was just so like a wall. And I told her, I said, I'm not against you. You know, I'm on your side. I want you to get your kids back. I don't want your kids to stay in care. And I just feel like I needed to tell you that. And that just kind of broke the ice.
And they would call and check up on me. And sometimes I would just be in the office and I would just be bawling. And they just let me cry because I just had to cry. And then I would get back to life, you know, trying, you know, working towards getting my kids back.
What was most amazing is that she had a long journey, had a very hard journey. And at times, she had no good relationships with seemed like anyone in the system. And as she developed to the case plan, as she did what she was supposed to do, and she gained the trust of the case managers and they gained the trust of her, they became a great team.
They gave me hope. They really gave me hope, and I don't even know why. Why would you even invest so much time and energy into an addict who has so many issues and so many problems and is so defiant and doesn't want to cooperate sometimes, but they never gave up on me. They never gave up on me.
To be in a field like this, it has to be in your heart. It can't just be like a regular 9-to-5 job.
I feel like sometimes I want it for them more than they do. If you see the drive that I want for you to do what's better for you, hopefully you catch on to that.
When I finally got approved for an apartment and came back home, a different person, just a completely different mindset, like completely focused, like so mature. Like I couldn't even believe it. I'm like, I love this person who I am.
She's been reunited with her kids. She's in the process of getting ready to go to school. So she's making those steps that she needs to better her life for her kids as well.
To experience a family reunited is a beautiful thing. It truly is when you want to just end court, because it can't get any better.
Before, I thought that people were just there to just take. You know, take my children, take my pride, take everything. But really, in actuality, they gave me everything that I didn't have before. I never had a place of my own before DFACS. I never could function by myself without DFACS.
We're not just here to pick up children. We're here to save lives. We're here to help be an aid to families that may be in an emergency situation and not able to care for family members, and may not be able to have health insurance or food.
We know how people experiencing mental health, significant substance abuse problems, are more likely than others to commit suicide or to do things that are so reckless they place themselves at risk. And when DFACS intervenes and helps families solve mental health problems, help them solve substance abuse problems, they literally save lives.
There's just so much that they taught me. I know that they taught me how to love too, love myself, because before I didn't. I really didn't.
We're like mentors, counselors, like caseworkers. We're like everything in one. I feel like it's so many things that we're addressing outside of that. Like we're really helping them as a person, you know. And I feel like that's the reality of it. I mean, we're coming in to fix, you know, this issue, but it's so many other things that come with that.
They have people threaten them, and for them just to put their whole heart into what they do is a special, special thing.
I can't shut my mind off. Always thinking about my families. What can I do next? What can I do to help them? What could I have done better for them?
You have to know self. You have to know yourself. You can go to all the trainings, you know, all day, every day. But when that client is right in your face and they're lashing out at you, to me, that's when reality hits, you know, and you have to be able to handle yourself and be able to adapt in those different situations.
I get frustrated, you get burnt out with this particular job, but at the end of the day, it's about helping these families and these kids, and I have reality talks and checks with myself, and it brings me back to why I do what I do.
We're there to help them, and I can't imagine, you know, what would happen if we weren't there. You know, that's not even something I want to imagine.
We're all kind of one step away sometimes from making a bad decision. We're just on the opposite end of them. So it could be us. So I always try to be in a humble position, because it could be me on the other side needing help and assistance.
God places people in your life for a reason. And there are definitely two people who came into my life and changed my life for a whole, just for the better. They really pulled together and they saved me and they helped save my children. I thank them for that.